Didn't finish year 12, only went to year 10 and then became a motor mechanic. I suppose that's what Aboriginal families do. I think that's what a lot of Aboriginal families do, is that going off and earning a quid seems to be really, really important. My father was very, very good at technology. He had no formal qualification. I mean, he finished year 4 in school and was a plumber. And he bought a computer when I was quite young, and you would spend days and days and days programming this thing out of a book, and then you would spend days and days and days debugging it. Then I had the opportunity to go to university, and what did I want to do? Of all things, information technology. I think it was because I had sort of in my head that if you did an information technology degree, it'd be similar to being a motor mechanic. I was wrong about that. It's much more rewarding, and the degree was much more broad. It wasn't pulling a computer to pieces, it was understanding I suppose the physics. And then after that, I thought, you know what, this PhD thing has a bit of a flavour to it, I suppose. I had an opportunity to go to some of the Indigenous researchers forums. There I met other people, other Aboriginal people doing PhDs. And I was really inspired by this. So I come and visited, and then I was really shocked that they actually asked me to apply for a job here while I was at, I know, it was just bizarre. I didn't realise the potential there. So I applied for the job, and of course I got it. And in the interview I did something really brash. I actually told them that I wanted to work part-time and to do the PhD full-time. And that was interesting. So I thought, just give it a go, because the worst thing they can say is no. And I was confident they would say no. And it's probably a way of me trying to pull out of it, actually, because I wasn't that confident at that time, I can assure you. And but they said yes, and I nearly died. Not very many motor mechanics have PhDs from ANU, I can assure you, but that's the way it is. My current job is the director of the Indigenous Higher Education Centre here at the ANU. Sometimes the community comes first. So I do bring a much more community, I suppose, aspect or feel to my role. I'm much more interested in seeing how we can actually get more Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students into science. Science is everything. It's all around us every day. There's science in everything that we do. And even so, if people say it's not traditional, I can tell you that, it is very, very traditional. It's very science-based. Our traditional culture is very science-based. We call it hydrology now, but we would call it water holes from one spot to another. But that's hydrology. I mean, understanding the aquifers and how this works. Mapping the stars. They call it astronomy, but we didn't. We call that navigation back in the good old days. I think it's really important to understand that any Aboriginal person who works or studies brings a little piece of their Aboriginality to their job and some of their traditions. And there's a different impact that you can have by having a PhD. I am now able to have a very senior role in the university, who then you can actually go out and recruit Indigenous students, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, into the university so they can make a practical difference to their homes as well. I mean, so there's different ways you can have influence, which I never thought about when I first started.